Good evening, Facebook. Today, I'm talking about going backwards in the sense of with what you're doing in life. Like you'll have acquaintances and people you'll meet and people that will be in your life. And there will be times when it seems as though, deep down you're not, but it seems as though you're stuck in a rut, right? You're stuck in the same place. That can happen to people more often than you think. And it would appear that, to the rest of the world that you're not, they're ahead of you, they're getting, further ahead. You'll have people and you look and you wish you have what they have and you wish you've, got things that you think are what you really want. But, if you believe in what you've got and you believe in who you are and you have the mindset that you know where you're going, you know what the world needs and what you can offer to people, there is no moving backwards. And this one's a difficult one to get your head around, because a lot of people look and think, let's say you have to put yourself in a position you don't really want to be in to then in the future be better off, right? Well, it come up to me recently, I spoke to a very dear friend of mine and, I said to him, there will be times when going backwards is better than moving forwards. Because if you look to the future and you see the future as this dark, dismal hole where, the things that when you listen to your gut feeling, that it's not going to be a good place. You're going to have difficulties, you're going to have times that you don't necessarily want to put yourself in. But there is something that feels good, like you with a girlfriend, you with a boyfriend, you with a partner who you love. And you're with them now and it feels good to be with them, so you pursue something isn't going to be right in the future. I think we've all done things like that. It's a part of learning, it's part of understanding. You as you're growing up, your parents will say, oh, you'll find out. You talk about relationships, you talk about being with people, this and that. It's like, you'll find out. We've all been there and all this shit. And it is true, you learn that. You learn it, you experience the pain, you experience the hardships of that. But it's not enough people learn quickly that if you don't pull yourself out of a situation before it's too late, then you're going to put yourself in a dark hole. And that's just life. You've got to accept that. But I think if enough people take themselves out of what their mind's telling them and listen to what their gut's telling them, to listen to what their heart is telling them, then they're going to save themselves a lot of pain. And the difficulty is, you hear a lot of people saying, oh, my ex is doing this, my ex is doing that. Oh, a lot of girls talking about, oh, he's a dickhead. And, I get it. I get that. I get that's a massive part of life. But it's insane how much you hear it. It's absolutely phenomenal how much you hear it like that. It's, the amount of people that talk about bad experiences and don't feel like they can get out of it, I think it's too much. Like the amount of people you speak to and they're still clinging on to this emotion, this feeling that they have towards somebody, a lot of the time negatively, very rarely positively. I very, very rarely hear that. And that's sad. I think that's sad. How do you break the mold? How do you get yourself out of that situation before it even happens? And the thing is about listening to your gut. I mean, I think if everybody looks at, let's just say you had a bad relationship. If you look from the beginning, there was something niggling, a little voice telling you, that this doesn't feel right. This isn't how it should be. And I'll always say it, love isn't difficult. A lot of people say it is. A lot of people say this and that. It's not difficult. When two people truly love each other and when you feel something there and it's easy and you can help each other and get on with each other and you're bettering each other. You're both working hard to better each other. It's not difficult. That's why I'm, not personal experience I'm going to talk about, but that's why a lot of people should learn to sometimes go solo. I see a lot of people jumping from relationship to relationship and you're searching for something, which is fine. But sometimes you're searching in the wrong places. You're searching for something that is only going to happen naturally. And you're looking into people and you're trying to make them it. And what I mean by that is you're trying to make a project out of people. you're looking at someone, you're trying to change bits and pieces of them to mirror yourself because that's how you want them to be. I'm sorry, but it doesn't work like that. If you're watching this now, you're watching this in the future, and you can resonate with the fact that you're trying to change a partner you're with, you're trying to make them do this, make them do that, you have to move on. If it's really that bad for you, and you're looking at them in the eyes, and you're just thinking to yourself, like, why can't you be the way I want you to be? It's time for you to move on. Because let me tell you, down the line, and you can refer back to this, years, months down the line, you'll look back and you'll think, I was right. Not me. I mean, your gut, your feeling inside of you were right. You were right by thinking that this doesn't feel right, and that's just what it is sometimes. To find your soulmate, to find somebody who you just like this with, do you know what I mean? Just everything clicks into place. Only happens when it's meant to, and it only happens at the right time. Happiness begins within, and if you're searching for something with an unhappy heart, you're only going to find more darkness. You're only going to find worse things. But if you stop looking and take a step back and just have the faith that the person that you want to be with is coming along, you're going to have a happy time. There's a lot of people out there that are happy. I talk about the negative stuff. There's a lot of people out there that are really happy with the people they're with, and that's great. And that's because probably most of the time they took a step back. They waited for it. They were patient. And that's what we've got to be. We've got to be patient with things in life. You've got to allow yourself the moment to be, for the moment to be right. Everything happens in the right time. Everything happens at the right time. The thing that people can't escape is when you're laying on your deathbed and you look back through your life, what choices did you make? So what I'm going to tell you now, live every moment of your life as though you can imagine that moment. As though you can imagine the moment that you're laying on your deathbed. Because when you make those decisions, you won't make them with regret. Like at the end of the day, you're going to learn from everything anyway. So why live it with a misery? So take a step back in life. Look at your life, appreciate what is, reevaluate yourself, grow, learn, try to make yourself a better person every day. Because if you do that, you will eventually attract the people you want. You'll eventually attract the stuff in life that you want. And even though it seems like, you're stopping, and you're going backwards, you're stopping where you are because you're having to learn and grow and try and, stop searching for things. But in time, you'll be rewarded. And, that's what it is. So just bear it in mind, slow yourselves down, take time, learn, try and read more books and things. Sounds ridiculous, but trust me, you'd be surprised how good it works. So have a great evening, everyone. Don't be so upset it's Monday, because you never know what's going to happen, right? Every day is beautiful. So have a great night, and speak to you later.